found some amazing research at Harvard by a professor called Amy Cuddy. And she tested people standing like Wonder Woman or Superman. And she got them to stand for 2 minutes like that, right? And it might sound a bit kind of daft, right? If this is normal, then what they call a high power pose is just the way that you would hold your body if you're feeling more powerful. So classically, the hands on hips thing, like Wonder Woman, or remember Wonder Woman? Ding, 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 Wonder Woman. Ding, ding, ding. I used to watch it. There you go. Joe. Have you not got the Superman? But I used to watch it in the 80s. You know, not for myself. I've got 3 sisters and we only had 1 TV. I was just trying to be kind, you know. I saw it once when I was reading my book, you know, at the corner of my eye. But, so they got people to, if this is normal, then a power pose would be that, normal, and then the opposite would be a low power pose or a weak pose, which would be on the phone or slouching or arms folded, anything that makes you smaller, right? So if this is normal, a power pose opens, stands up straighter, a weak pose closes and makes you smaller, right? 2 minutes on the clock, they tested them for 2 minutes, holding that, and they tested 2 hormones. 2 significant hormones. One is associated with self-confidence, self-belief, and self-esteem. The other hormone is associated with stress. Now get this. 2 minutes, confidence hormones shot up. Stress hormones dropped through the floor. Now, the amount of drop in stress hormones, I have written about and talked about and taught about the mind-body connection for nearly 18 years. I've yet to come across a faster way in getting that degree of drop of the stress hormone cortisol than simply doing that. And it sounds really mental. How on earth? It's because the loudest voice your brain hears is how you hold and move your body. Your brain hears, must be, I've got this, feeling good. So the brain has no use for stress hormones at that point. It has use for creativity hormones, self-belief hormones, self-esteem hormones. So after 2 minutes, confidence hormones were up, and pulling a large database of evidence together, increase in confidence, energy levels, self-esteem, feel more relaxed. Other studies show improved breathing, memory, and learning, all from just doing that. For me, this was life-changing because I started to do it relentlessly. It works really quickly in the moment, but what happens if you practice it? Fortunately, I had written a lot about in other books about neuroscience and how to change circuits of the brain if you practice something. What happens if you go to the gym and you exercise the same muscle? It gets stronger, doesn't it? Or if you go for a run for the first time, you've not run in years, and you run round the block and you're exhausted. But a couple of months of training and you're running 10K because the muscles are getting stronger. But the reason the muscles are getting stronger is because you're actually changing the circuitry of the brain. The muscles, the change in size and density of a muscle really just mirrors the change in size and density of the corresponding region of the brain. Scientists at Harvard did this amazing study. Got a group of people to sit in front of a piano and play 5 notes. They went plunk, 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 up and down a scale for 2 hours on 5 consecutive days. And they scanned the area of the brain connected to their finger muscles. And amazingly, that was it there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That fingerprint that you're seeing is a region of the brain connected to the finger muscles. By simply moving their finger muscles for 2 hours a day and 5 days, it changed in size by that's about a 30 to 40-fold increase in size. Now that is changing the circuits of the brain by moving a muscle. Now here's the crunch. To the brain, there is absolutely no difference at all between moving your finger muscles and adjusting your shoulder muscles, your spine, your face, the muscles that control how you move. To the brain, a muscle is a muscle. So if you make postural adjustments, and this is what I did relentlessly for a couple of months when I first learned this, it was literally life-changing for me, was several times a day, adjusting my shoulders. Even if I'm standing in the queue of Starbucks, and normally what I would do to kill the time, you'd go like that, what most people do, and then you fiddle about, and then you're waiting because it's taking ages to get served, and you're looking about like that, and you're doing all the things that show that you're feeling a bit kind of agitated and stressed, and what that does is it feeds you and makes you feel like that, but it also dents your self-esteem. So in even the coffee shops. I wouldn't do that, of course. A bit more subtle, but maybe I would go like that, hands in the back pockets, or even just at the back, and I just do that. And in a relaxed, light way. I practiced in my own spare time, I practiced a way of holding and moving my body that wasn't about saying, I'm super confident and powerful. It was about saying, I have an inner sense of worthiness and value. I'm worth it. And I practiced, how does that feel? If I have an inner sense of worthiness and value, how would I stand? Yeah, it's not super strong, but it's my back straight, my head's up, breathing lightly, breathing from my tummy, a bit looser as well. I'm not a bit more flexible than super strong. And I would just kind of hold it like that. And I practiced moving like that. And literally within a couple of months, it was life-changing. I started entering territory of self-esteem I didn't know existed. It was like, if someone gets you to imagine a color that doesn't exist, you can't do it, can you? For me, it was like, I didn't know what self-esteem felt like because it was like accessing a feeling that I'd never had before. And all of a sudden, just by doing this, I started to get all these it was a rich feeling on the inside that says, I've got this. Wow. I have an inner sense of worthiness and value. Fear and anxiety began to subside and be replaced with a sense of, we're all just human. We're all in this together. We're doing the best we can. And that was really just coming off of adjusting my posture.